Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series in the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. You might notice I've changed my setup yet again. Trying to work out getting some things set up a little bit differently, streamlining some stuff, and making it a little bit easier for me to record. So if there's anything that you do like or don't like, feel free to drop notes in the comments as suggestions. Happy to try and kind of work through a few things. With that said, Sojourner wrote in and asked if there's a way on the SP404 Mark II to basically do pattern chopping, and I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. So if I don't cover this, Sojourner, feel free to drop in a comment with a little bit more of a explanation of what you're trying to do. That said, there are kind of two things you can do with patterns. One is if you want to work on a subsection of a pattern at a time, we can drop down the pattern length. The other thing we can do is we can copy patterns and remove specific pads that we no longer want in them. And I'm going to show you how to do both. They're both pretty easy to do, but I've got a pattern here. This, as you can see here, it's a 2-bar pattern. It's got drums, bass, and a vocal component to it. So let's say I just wanted to work on the first or second bar for some reason. We can come in. We can come in here, and if I hit pattern edit, I can hit pad 3, which was when I was just editing, and I could adjust the endpoint with control knob 3. So by modifying that, I can make this, instead of a 1 to 2 bar loop, I can have it just go from 1-1 to 1-4 and then loop over. Or I can use control knob 3 and kind of adjust the loop point from where it's going to start playing. And either one, you can kind of hear. Well, I'm going to stop it playing. It won't let me edit it. But I can set up which part of a loop I want to play up down to 1 bar. So if you're looking to edit something, just use the pattern edit, select your pattern, and then you can adjust where you want your start or end to be. And you can make it from 1 bar all the way up to, I forget if it's like 32 or something. But if you get a 64 bar loop, this will allow you to get in and really edit what you want to for a specific section and go crazy. And you're not losing any of that data. So if you see here, if I come back into pattern edit again, it's still there. So I can go back to having this be a 2-bar loop and playing it from the start to end, no problem. And if you're trying to make smaller edits because you want to drop or something, definitely don't feel like it's a bad practice to just you can just copy real quick your pattern over and come in, and then you can just take and do your micro edits on that specific part or portion of your pattern. The only thing I'll say is there's not any way still to merge patterns back together or append a pattern on top of another at the end of another pattern. So once you start breaking these things apart to do specific things, you really want to be paying attention to, do you want to are you looking to bring them back together or append them? You can do some of this stuff in song mode, but there's not a clean way without exporting your patterns to a different device as MIDI and then bringing it back in to kind of append them or merge them together. So just be conscious of kind of your workflow, what you're trying to do, and go work through it that way. The other piece is, besides being able to reduce the looping portion of the pattern that's playing so you can edit specific points, the other thing to keep in mind is if you copy a pad and get your target, so fill out your pattern and where you want to go to, if you hit remain, it will show you across all of the banks the pads that you were using that were participating in that pattern. And with them dim right now, it's telling me it's not going to copy them over if I do that. So let's say I just wanted the drums. I can grab them, and you can hear it's playing those sounds as I'm selecting it. So I'd be like, I don't want that bass sound. Let's get that out. Maybe I just want the drums. If I hit copy, I've now just got the drums, and I can go do whatever I'd like with that. Similarly, if I wanted to just get the vocal components, I can just make a copy, hit remain. Those are, on bank D. I can get that, hit copy, and now I've got a pattern that is just the vocals and doesn't have the drums or bass in it. So anyway, I don't know, if, Sojourner, if that's helping you do what you're looking for, but I would say for certain, this will at least kind of get you started for the two different ways that you can kind of break out either specific pads as part of a copy, or if you wanted to just edit a specific piece, I would just use pattern edit and reduce the size of the loop to get to what you want to work on. And then you can kind of keep moving that around to work on the parts of a loop that you'd like to in the pattern mode. Hope that helps you out, Sojourner. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.